Serving first from LA, we have Mando Ortiz. And receiving from Juarez, Mexico, currently in Atlanta, Georgia, Daniel Cordova.
There's the announcement there from Abraham Montijo for the men's semifinals. The crowd putting their hands together here for Danny Cordova and
keep it clean.
Mando Ortiz.
0, serve 0.
Went in there to take a couple pictures. Mando tells me not to move because he wants to give me one of those flyby shots, and then he hits me with the ball. So that felt good, 90 miles an hour.
Wish I could have seen that.
You could have.
I was doing some pregame
1-0.
research, recon work. Working on my stats. And it just seems like since Mando fell behind 14-13,
0-1.
down match point in that quarterfinal match, he's been a different person. He's
Short
been
ball.
flushed with energy. Sort of this adrenaline shot that's not going away.
Second.
And Daniel going to a lob serve here. Didn't seem to use that one time. But Dave, the book on Mando is he does not like to play the slow game.
Side out.
Right. I think it's a smart move, although
1-0.
it resulted in a side out.
Short ball. Second.
See what Mando does here on his second serve. See how Danny responds, Dave, to a grueling quarterfinal win, a 2-hour match.
Well, they
Now
both of them had almost 2-hour matches.
Right, and here Daniel is on the court
Point.
just about 4 hours later. Now, you'd never see this in another professional sport. That's what makes handball so
2-0.
difficult, having to come back, eat lunch, and come back in and play another
Point.
match at that same intensity.
3-0. Point.
Oh, amazing serve from Mando.
4-0.
Mando ends that match with Emmett on an 18-1 run to close out that match. Now he starts off up 4-0 here. And it sounds like that broke.
Check it.
So Dave, Mando on a 22-1 run right now, dating back to game 2
Replay.
of his round of 8 match.
That's really impressive.
Against top 8 pros.
Well, yeah.
That's the one you guys were warming up right now.
Elite pros.
Yeah, that's the one you guys threw up to me. Yep.
And that's efficiency.
Replay. 4-0. Point. 5-0.
Danny making his second semifinal appearance. You remember, Dave, his first one,
Houston?
it was Salt Lake City 2015. Paul Brady
Point.
forfeiting in the first
Time
round
out.
to Mike
That's
Schneider.
Your first score 6-0.
And Danny runs into
1
Mike
minute.
Schneider in the quarterfinals when he was supposed to play Paul Brady. So he got some good luck there. And then he lost that semifinal match to Sean Lenning, who went on to win the tournament.
This is the men's semifinals of the WPH Race4Eight, season number 7, stop number 1, Atlanta. Stop number 2 is going to be a big one. The Tucson Memorial, over $55,000 in prize money being offered for that tournament. It has the women's elite players already signed up.
Right.
The men's elite qualifiers, wall ball or big ball, 4-wall indoor pros, singles and doubles. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on inside that club, and it's going to be chaos at the Tucson Racket Fitness Club. You can get information at WPHlive.tv. And look for Tucson Memorial.
Second.
As soon as we get back home to Tucson, Dave, we'll start preparing for that.
Do it again.
As much as possible, because That one's going to be a tough one to admin.
6-0.
That's why we've got Brenda Hayes. Not only will she take care of all the checks, but she's going to run the whole show.
She'll hand them out,
Point.
sign them, and
I'll be RHing during the
7-0.
memorial.
To side out.
Want to say hi to Rick Hatcher, who's listening in, Dave.
well, that's
0-7. Short ball.
I didn't know we were doing
Watch your front
shout-outs
foot a little
today.
bit.
Well, I just referenced him. I figured I should
Second
at least
serve.
say hello when I said I was RHing.
Point.
Daniel's on the scoreboard now.
1-7.
Do you bring suntan lotion for that, or
No, it's lotionless. It's actually oil preferred.
okay? I thought it was like just pure butter. I mean, I don't know how Hatcher did it, but I'm not sure if this is a pure Hatcher or is this just a.
No, that was speaker. That was speaker out there. You know what? Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
that's
speaker.
That's
So we
interesting.
played through it. It's got to be a side out.
I don't think the players even knew that there
Yeah.
was a loudspeaker that would play on this court. Did you?
Yeah, no one talked. There was a speaker.
The speaker's actually pointing toward the court. I would
There
almost.
was a speaker, so we played
I
through
don't know
it.
how
so
that's
Mando won
distracting
that
when there's
rally.
music blasting.
Yeah, but
when
this
you're
is
in the
actually
court.
that loudspeaker where you just heard that announcement come through. You heard
You
it.
know what?
Yeah.
I think they should
You
just
know
play it
what?
over.
Daniel will start. I'll play it over because he held up.
I would
you
play it
held
over as a
up,
referee. That's,
Everybody held up.
unless
If
it
you
was
would've
announced
missed
that something like that can happen. That was somebody making an announcement inside the
No.
club. That could have
No,
been an
it's not
announcement
like
of
that.
everyone
But I
evacuate. That could have been a.
understand what he was saying too. 'cause it
I've only
sounded-
heard that
it was
one
just
time in
some
the whole
outside noise.
facility
It
since
wasn't a
we've been
fan,
here,
but it was
Dave.
something
That was a
loud.
special announcement from
Okay?
somebody.
So my call.
I'm not sure
My call's a
who.
replay. My call's a replay. Play ball. I'm going to call a score. I'm going to call a score now.
This could be one of those moments that triggers a Mando
It
Ortiz.
That's
could
why
be.
I'm doing it.
It could be. But
We'll see.
the referee's
Score
not
is
doing this out of spite.
1-7.
He's just trying to do what he thinks is fair.
Danny
Point.
hits that ball really well. And Mando's still looking up at the referee now after losing that last rally.
2-7. Short ball.
It turned out that the announcement was just to tell everybody in the
Second.
tournament that the food was ready.
I don't think they need to tell anybody.
You can smell that it's ready,
Yeah.
right? Maybe
Side
that's
out.
why Mondo's in such a crazy mood. He's hungry. Someone give him a Snickers.
7-2.
Big setup here for Mando. Daniel crossing right in front of Mando. Dave, you said that you thought Daniel played very close earlier today.
Yeah, I thought so. But you said you didn't feel it that
no,
way.
I didn't.
8-2.
Score here is 8-2.
Short ball.
Inside out
Mondo's
swing.
got a very underrated
Second.
serve.
Is it? I mean, who's doing the ratings?
Well, I hear you mention your top server. I
Side
never
out.
hear Mondo's name. I hear
I said it earlier
Danny
when he was
Cordova.
playing you. I
2-8.
guess you can't hear that either because you're in the court
Short.
playing.
Well, I'm talking about Mando. I didn't play him.
Oh, that's true.
Second.
You're preparing for your match.
No, I was the first match out.
You're unpreparing for that match as a warm down.
I was actually
Somehow you missed
refereeing.
it.
I did miss it. That's for sure.
8-2.
Big setup here.
And that's Daniel's
Side
best
out.
shot, taking the ball around that left wall, back wall, he can pinch the corner and shoot it straight down the right wall. And he right there goes down the right wall. But he hits that shot with a lot of power, so when it hits the corner, it just takes off.
2, serving 8.
And it's out of your reach.
And he hasn't scored points
Point.
until that moment.
Three, 8.
Score is 3-8. You heard the score.
Side out.
Mando now looking back.
Pulling a U, trying to see who's laughing. And
8.
look, now he's pointing
Serving
at the crowd.
3.
Mondo's pointing at the crowd here, calling him out. I see you.
Yeah, historically, Dave, this has not benefited Mando when he's looking at the crowd and looking at the referee. I don't think it's benefited anyone, really, but you remember that final in Tucson 2015 where Mando was playing so well all tournament and was distracted or upset with one call, and his game just completely went away.
And he slides
Point.
that ball right past Danny to get the point. Yeah, I do
9-3.
remember that, and I think about it every day. Every single day.
Point.
That's a nice serve. Every day.
10-3. Point.
Mondo feeling it now.
You
This
think
is
there'd be a
something that really
timeout or something here.
only Mondo can do when he starts hitting that bottom board from everywhere.
11-3.
Really no defending it. He hits these great serves, and then bang, another one.
Now
Point.
12-3 here.
So apparently Dave Mondo's
12-3.
challenging or channeling that frustration with the crowd and the referee. And it's fueling him. Not a great serve, but eats up Danny. And Mando
Side out.
goes for that running fist. Haven't seen him make that one too
3,
often.
12.
Dave.
Not a lot of people
Point.
do.
Right.
Now 4-12. Let's see if Danny can get on a run here.
4, 12.
If not for this game, probably carry some type of momentum into game number 2.
Well, we're seeing Danny hit a lot of shorts here. Didn't see him hit a lot of
Second.
shorts in his match earlier today. In fact, right at 78% first serve in percentage. He's under 55% thus far in this match. Big setup for Mando. That ball checks up.
Side out.
I think Danny thought it was gone, and it just
Okay, Mando, your
Bounce.
first time out. The score is 12-4.
it bounced
1
into
minute.
the sidewall. Came up, and Danny probably could have had a play on it, but sometimes in your mind you're thinking, wow, that ball just hit 3 inches high, it's gone.
I was watching Mando as he exited the court there to see if he was going to chatter with the crowd, but he didn't do it. Sometimes you're a little too tired. Also, I think he was using that moment, you know, you get that lull and you want to try to find some type of fight. And it's kind of a low point where you might have the lead, but you're not where you want to be. So you pick a fight with somebody to try to get that inner strength. That's why it was, for those so many years, it was very interesting watching Paul Brady. You're wondering where he's getting that fight from.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with any of these players picking fights intentionally. I think things upset them, and how they react to it is kind of
Yeah,
a lot
I
of times
disagree. I
determines.
disagree with that. I think they are, but I don't think they know how to get to that spot without finding something to anger them. I mean, we do it on the court when we're playing. When you're doing in practice and you hit a shot and you don't like the shot, you yell at yourself. You're trying to get yourself motivated to try harder because you know that the reason why you missed it because you lacked motivation on the play. You were lazy getting there. So you're trying to get yourself engaged. So I don't see a difference between that and what he's doing.
I'm not
with the
doing
crowd.
that to get myself engaged. I'm frustrated if I miss a shot.
Okay.
All right, you guys both got a timeout left and 30 seconds. You used a timeout earlier. Yeah, 1 full, 1 half. All right, guys, here we go. 12-4.
Score here is 12-4, going to 15.
Point.
And that's a crack.
Wow.
Right out of the gate there.
Yeah.
From Mando.
Mando with 4 aces in this in this first game.
13-4.
4 of his 13 points have come on unreturned serves. And that's a significant number.
Point.
Great footwork there from Mando, who shuffles his feet, backs out slightly to his right so he can extend with his left and hits it right back down the left.
15-4.
This is game point here for Mando Ortiz. I like that camera angle there.
It's operated by
Side out.
Linda.
4-14. Short. Second.
And what kind of shot is that from Danny? That tells me Danny's got some tired legs.
Point.
He's not making those adjustment steps around the ball. You see Danny doing a lot of
5-14.
scooping up in the front court,
Short ball.
and it's because his feet really aren't moving.
Like they're in cement.
Second.
Terrible
Point.
second serve for Danny, and Mando hits it in the ground.
Wow. It's pretty close to being a
6-14.
flat rollout, but Danny's scoring some points here. I'd be a little concerned.
But these serves from Danny Cordova are coming off the back wall. They're not effective serves. And Mando having some trouble now ending rallies. And we see this. Guys get to 14. It's hard to get that 15th point.
Nice little redirection there and a slam against the
Point.
sidewall. That's going to feel a little painful a little later on, if not now.
It's a good shot from Danny.
7-14.
That looked like it hurt.
That
Mando.
serve looked like it could have been short, but it wasn't called.
Mando, he handled that hop serve pretty well there. Danny's playing the exact style that you want to play against Mando, I think.
Side out. Did it break? Yep, it did. Shorty. You guys want to throw it, hit it a couple times. That's out of a can. Well, they hit it once or twice. Yeah. We good? Okay.
He's trying to basically tell the
7-14.
players to warm it up, like forcing them to actually throw it. They just wanted to serve.
Point.
Another air there from Mando. And this game seemed like it was in the bag. Now all of a sudden, Danny
8-14.
with 8. Mondo only needs
Short ball.
1 to win this game. Oh, look at that. Mondo behind the
Second.
back. It was a short serve, but that is so hard to do. And Dave, even if Danny ends up losing this game, he
Point.
has shown Mondo that he's here to win this match.
9-14.
And now all of a sudden you're seeing that bounce in the step of Danny Cordova. Mondo just not hitting any good shots right now. Terrible shot there from Danny. And look at how close Danny is
Side out.
right there, Dave. He backs right into Mondo on a huge back wall setup right down the middle of the court.
14-9.
This Mondo's 4th attempt to win this
Short
first
ball.
game.
I don't know if
Second.
Mando could ever get over the hill here.
First game, guys.
Danny had a
4
good
minutes.
look at that Z serve, and he hits it right into Mondo's
Mando over the hill. So he gets that 15th point. And he's going to step out, but I don't know how the second game's going to look here because Mando, if he plays like that, Danny's going to go through that door that he just opened. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. Give us about 3 minutes. We'll have game number 2 next here, the men's semifinals of the Race for 8 Atlanta. Game number 2 coming up next at race4eight.com. We are back in Atlanta for game number 2 of this WPH Race4Eight. Armando Ortiz had a nice lead through game number 1, but Danny Cordova found a way to edge back. As you saw there, Dave, he was able to just do what he needed to do to get a couple points, but I think he also ran down Mando just a little bit with those legs.
Mando is so streaky, Dave. He can have these bad streaks of 5 points, and then it doesn't matter. He comes back and he can still score 10. Mando has not been in a final since Minnesota. And at that time, won Minnesota, made the finals of the U.S. Open 12 months ago. So it's been 11 months since he was in the finals. And he'd made 3 straight finals and then hasn't made one in 11 months. So you know that he's hungry to get back.
And as you recall, on that group email with all the top pros, he said that he was going to be in the finals.
Wow.
And he was coming for Killian Carroll.
Well, you're right. I mean, he called his shot.
Well, he's about...
I snickered when I read that email.
Well,
I don't think you did, though. You took it seriously, and you should have.
I was thinking about entering, but when I saw that,
I
said to myself, no, I don't want any part of this.
I was
0-0.
Didn't give it the credit that I think it deserved. I mean, that's pretty bold to go on a thread with every ranked pro and say that you're coming to
Side out.
dominate and you better bring it, especially you, Killian Carroll.
0-0.
Yeah, and that's an email where Paul Brady's also attached. So
Don't think he was.
I think he was. If he was not, then somebody's going to get a pink slip.
Then let's just
Side
say
out.
he was.
0-0.
A lot of side outs here early, Dave.
Well, that'll benefit Danny.
Side out. 0-0.
I think Mondo's fitness is very underrated. And that would have been a really good serve, too. Mando had the head fake going. The inside out serve to the right. Dave Munson, defeating Ivan Burgos in the 17th place playoff. That was the semifinals. Mr. Munson will face Marcos Renteria in the 17th place final.
Zeros.
Very interesting.
It's going to be a good match.
I mean, you kind of throw out the record books at this event in particular. We've seen a lot of not so many upsets yesterday, but since yesterday, we've seen now the 7 seed into the semifinals. The 3 seed looking likely to go to the finals.
Which
2-0
is not an upset, but
right.
1 seed is going to go into the finals and win.
Second.
Well, I'm not counting out Sean Lenning.
Point.
I like that inside-out swing from Mando. You said he had underrated fitness.
Okay.
Look at him here. Remember, he has a heart condition.
Well, I think Mando dove and maybe knocked the air out of himself there.
Remember, he has a titanium valve inside of his chest. And
well, I don't think this is a fitness issue. I think
I'm not talking about fitness. I'm talking about a heart issue.
Yeah.
He had a titanium valve inserted into his chest, as you recall, and this is the exact spot that he dove and landed there. You remember a few years back when he dove for a ball, and he said he stood up and just kind of like to pop his back, and he felt his sternum crack,
3-0.
where they had to split that open. And he said it made him so afraid. I believe it was in Salt Lake City.
And Mando hit one of his best serves in the match there. Danny just kind of digs it out and puts it in an awkward spot. Mando unable to finish the rally. The real X factor, Dave, in this match has been the way Mando has handled Danny's hop serve. He's had no trouble with it at all.
Serving 3.
Now, most of them have come off the back wall, but I'll tell you, playing Danny, even those hop serves that come off the back wall are tough because they're 2 feet from where you think they're going to be.
And they're riding further away than 2 feet. Because the further you let it drop, the more feet it starts gathering. But I think the key
Side
is
out.
to let the ball go to the back wall,
Right.
which you were cutting off all of your shots with
3-1.
him for some reason.
Yeah, and I told myself that, to let it go to the back wall. And I made about 4 errors in a row at
Short
one
ball.
point, not letting it go to the back wall. Just
But
Second.
then
one
when
of the
you did
reasons
let
I'm
it go
back
to the back,
drawing board.
but you'd let it go back to the back wall, and then some of these were just so far away, and then
Yeah.
you're off balance.
Well, I'll either have to go to the drawing board or retire. Because what I'm doing
Well, the
is not
retirement
working.
room has a couple drawing boards in it.
Couple of what?
Drawing boards are located in the retirement room.
Oh, yeah.
So while you're there,
Check it. Check it. Real quick. 3, serving 1.
And that's what you
Point.
want, Dave, as a player. You get that weak return, set your feet, and move into it, and just crush it 1 inch high. And that's what
4,
Mando's doing.
serving
That's how
1.
you get confidence as a player. What will kill your confidence more than anything is hitting serves and getting pushed to the backcourt.
Point.
that's
You
a
see
nice shot
Mando,
right
Danny
there.
hits a nice return there to the ceiling, and Mando backs up and
5-1.
gets the setup on the very next shot.
Score here is 5-1. It's very similar to game 1.
Yeah, Mando taking game 1 15-9 after leading 14-4.
Oh,
And you
that's-
can just hear
Point.
the sound, Dave. I'm watching the court, but I can't see the bottom of the front wall because there's so many people in front of me,
6-1.
but I can hear that sound that the ball makes when it's hit hard
ball.
and 1 inch high. And it seems like every rally right now is ending with that
Second.
sound off of Mando Ortiz's gloves.
he gets in a roll like this. This guy can do anything.
Side out.
And that time it's Danny finding the bottom board.
1-6.
But it's important, Dave, when you're playing the crowd favorite, the home team, which Danny Cordova is, and you take the crowd out of it early in the games because they're looking for a reason to cheer, Dave. And that crowd gives Danny a lot of energy. And when you're
Side out.
down, but you're still in it, the crowd is pumping you up. So when you're able to take that
6-1.
crowd, Dave, out of the game, it's big psychologically for you and counterly for your opponent. And
Point.
now Danny just
30 seconds.
not really hanging with Mando at this moment.
Score
Mando
is
takes a
7-1.
30-second timeout, and they'll stay in the court. Really, Dave, the 30-second rule is written for players to stay in the court. It's not mandatory, but if you leave the court, you're probably going to exceed the 30 seconds. So
Right.
it's kind of these guys did it right here.
15 seconds.
Yeah, it's not a moment to go out and get a
7-1.
drink and talk to your
5
coach.
seconds.
It's just a, see, Mando is talking about his heart.
Time in. 7-1.
You always have to be a little concerned, I
Yeah.
think, when he's on the court.
I mean, Mando is just ripping the cover off the ball right now with both hands. And Danny's in full scramble mode. And if he's not scrambling, he's in the back court.
Side out.
Danny got one opportunity in that rally, and he took advantage.
Yep.
1-7.
It's a big back wall setup there for Danny.
Point.
And
there's-
Mando does now look like he's having some trouble with that heart condition. He's slowed down quite a bit in the last 2 rallies. He's now trying to.
See, he's waving toward his heart here.
Now, is this an injury timeout possibility?
I don't think
Score
it
is
is.
2, serving 7.
I think it all happened when he dove. But he's also hit 7 flat kills since then.
Side out.
So
7-2.
ball break, Dave?
No, it didn't. What a shot there from Mando.
Point.
And I think Daniel thought Mando was going to go for another pass. He hung back.
8, serving 2.
Mando now just 7 points from the final with a nice cushion here. Big setup here for Mando with his right hand.
Leaves it up pretty high, though.
Mando crosses Daniel there, but
Side out.
Daniel comes over the top with a fist.
2-8.
Talking to Shorty Ruiz, Dave, and we'll get into this between
Short ball.
the next rally. Said that Emmett really had
Second.
a lot of success beating Mando playing the slow game. And he made it look easy. And you don't see Danny really trying to go to that slow game, but then again, that's
Daniel
not
calls the
Danny's
side
game.
out.
The slow
Right.
game is Emmett's game,
Call
so
the
you
two
say,
bounce.
well,
That's true.
you know, you can't force yourself to do something
8,
that
serving
isn't
2.
your game. So
Yeah, it's like you're almost like you're practicing in real time.
I
Short
mean,
ball.
I kind of
Second.
cringe when I hear people say just slow it down. Well, if that's not your style, then you're going to do even worse.
Replay.
It's not as though hitting the ball to the ceiling is going to automatically win you points.
Right.
You know,
It's something you have to adopt and practice and work on if you even want to try something like that.
right?
Yeah, and you have to feel comfortable, like you.
Dan, check the ball
It's part of
pocket
your
up there.
skin.
Yeah.
Check the ball.
Can't
Did it
just
hit-
go in there and
hit
do
you?
it. I agree with that. I don't think a lot of people even think of that, especially when you're at tournaments. You hear
Okay. 2
these
minutes.
players come out of the court
Yeah,
and
sure
they'll
change.
say, you know, what am I doing wrong? And they're getting this
8 serving
advice
2.
that
Right.
they can't execute
Well,
because it's not something they understand how to do.
Any lower level player will always tell someone, well, you got to slow the game down, lob and go to the ceiling. That's the only advice I've ever heard a lower level player give anyone. And it's never right.
Well, I mean, you
The
do
peop-
those things if you can do the,
Well,
the
the
things
people that-
behind that.
The people that can do that are doing it already. They're already doing it.
Right.
Dave Chapman, you know, Tony Healy,
Good
Emmett,
point.
when he does it, they're already doing it. They don't need to be told. The people that can't do it are not doing it for a reason.
Right.
So telling them to do it during a timeout is going to make them lose worse.
That's true. That's a good point.
Another one is, you know, get them tired. That only gets you tired, trying to get someone else tired.
It actually gets you more tired.
Exactly. And them less tired. You know, Dave, it's like they say, you got to dance with who you brought. Isn't that the saying?
So that's your
Something.
tools. You have to play with the tools that you have in your
Yes,
toolbox.
Exactly.
You can't.
You can't share tools.
You can.
You can. I don't think carpenters like to share tools.
And I don't think so.
Yeah. I know you do some carpentry, Dave.
I'll
When
share,
you're
but
not doing
if it-
magic.
I'll share, but if it's not returned, no more sharing.
You see a high five between the two guys here. Amando's feeling pretty good about himself right now. He should be playing
Yeah.
some really good ball right now. And Dave, you have to wonder, is Danny happy just to be here right now? This is only his second semifinal. He did have a really nice win earlier today. And Dave, you know the feeling when you've kind of exceeded your expectations or met them, there's a tendency to say, I'm pretty happy right now.
Right.
Content.
Yeah. Well, you just hope that Danny's not in that spot.
Look at that fist return from Mando. Beautiful. And now Mondo's got Danny pushed back. Danny hits a couple wild shots up there in the front court and gets away with it, wins the rally and the point. Danny frustrated with himself there for good reason. Mando gets that to just check just enough to squirt out straight. And there's just no way you can play for that if you're Danny Cordova there.
Can't hear the referee anymore. I don't know what happened to him, but he's no longer with us.
Yeah, now this is unofficial, but I believe
Appeal.
the score is
I
about
called it short.
10-4.
One was screened and one agreed. Second serve.
Big crowd here. Mainly co-workers of Danny Cordova. Who would have known that he's the biggest ambassador
Side out.
in handball right now?
3-9.
Referee's back now. 3-9.
Well, it's not over.
Point.
Not when you see shots like that. That was going to be a huge back wall setup. Now, I know Mando is an offensive juggernaut, Dave, but why do you take a fly kill from 32 feet when you can take the ball off the back wall?
And pin your opponent, because he can pick which side he wants to put his body, take it left or right-handed. Marcos said earlier today that he thinks that Mondo's left is more dangerous, just as I say that. But he said that that elbow trouble went from his right to his left.
Five,
Unbelievable
serving 9.
how stuff like that happens. I think that's stress. To me, that's what it sounds like.
And Danny, all of a sudden now, cutting the deficit in half.
He has 4.5 points.
Well, the deficit was 6.
Six,
He cut it in
serving
half
9.
to 3.
Oh,
Danny has a
I was
huge.
counting. I was counting too. I was counting. I'm counting. I'm counting. I'm counting.
Oh, and the referee's going to give.
I'm counting. Okay.
Referee's going to give Danny a point here.
Okay, here we go.
Mondo wants the referee
gonna be
to
a
count
point.
10
I
seconds
called the
before he
score.
calls the score.
It was 10 seconds. It was. In my opinion, it was. I was counting. Here we go.
Now it's been 38 seconds.
7-9.
And the
Side out.
See, there it is right there. Ball don't lie. Referee could give a technical, I think, if he wanted
Mondo
to.
very aggressive here with the referees.
9-7.
But chumming up with his opponent.
This should be a big setup, depending on how Mando wants to play it.
Point.
What a shot. That's 2 amazing kill shots in a row. One with the left, one with the right from Mando
10-7.
Ortiz.
Oh, I like that return.
Side out.
A little paddle, left-handed paddle. Sometimes those shots, Dave, when you're returning the ball that come at you so hard, your mind tells you to do it.
7-10.
It works perfect. Everything
Right.
feels good, and you say, "Why can't I just do that on every play?" But you can't.
Point.
Maybe, I mean, maybe you can, but
8-10.
it is weird. Certainly.
Side out.
Big miss there, Dave, and I did bring out my red pen for that miss. Danny
10-8.
really with his first chance to get himself into this match. He was way behind in the first game and rallied to score 9. Now he was behind here. That would have made it 9-10.
Point.
And now it's 11-8. Big difference.
11-8.
It's going to get really tight, I have a feeling.
This is another big setup for Mando.
How does he get that ball back?
Hold it. Do it again. Do it again.
That's tough. It's
Not
the
sure
right.
what happened there, Dave.
Well, Danny backed
11-8.
into Mando after hitting that shot, trying to get out of the way, but Mando was going behind, not in front. Kind of a moving pick.
Point.
Boy, Mando made a mistake on the shot earlier than that,
Right.
and Danny didn't pounce in there and He could have even jumped in and hit a fist.
Well,
Two.
Danny had that great opportunity at 8-10. Puts it in the ground with his right hand.
Score
at the
is
short line.
12-8.
Yeah. Now 12-8. Mondo's serving. Danny takes a timeout.
But on that previous shot, he could have stepped in and you know, drove the ball down a wall or something, as opposed to how he handled it. I was thinking that it was even a fly kill opportunity, but it left the ball up just enough that Mando put it away.
So Mando Ortiz is battling a couple of things right now. Daniel Cordova being one of them, the referee another, his heart condition another, the crowd.
15 seconds.
And he's still making great shots.
Yeah, it's odd.
Time's back in. 12-8.
You heard that score, 12-8.
Short ball.
The winner is going to be in the finals.
Second.
We've seen some big comebacks in the second game. And
Point.
It's not going to start with that kind of miss.
13-8. Short ball.
I think this is
He appeals. I called it short.
one of those sort of
agree?
catapulting type
Sorry,
of
one disagree. Vic.
tournaments for Danny. Because
You
you
agree
get
with
onto
me?
you get onto
Okay,
heaven's
so one
door here
agree
and you
with
knock
me.
on it a couple times. It
Second
gives you a lot
serve.
of confidence.
Point.
Second serve ace for Mando sets up match point.
14 match point. Serving 8.
Let's see what happens here.
Game and match.
There it is. Mando Ortiz back to the
Mando.
finals. And he gives a big hug there to Daniel Cordova. He'll come out and be pretty jovial with the crowd. And this is him apologizing to the referee there briefly. Let's see how that goes. Always kind of watch with interest, Dave, as these players leave the court, what kind of mannerisms that they have. Let's see what he does here with the referee. He's trying to make his way over there to the ref. I'm not sure if it's combative. Oh, it is combative. I was surprised. I thought that was going to be an apology. Instead, it's the opposite. Mando Ortiz, now he's following the referee here, Dave. Look at the scowl on his face. That's a stare down. And he's actually going to confront him here. This is Mando going out to confront the referee. I'll let you follow, and I'll take your headset, Dave. You mediate. Go. They're actually heading outside, I believe. Well, that match ended in a bang, but outside, the two players took it outside, referee and player. But they say that's just the way things go, I guess. We'll find out when we return. We have the men's semifinals, the second one of the day, with Killian Carroll and Sean Lenning next. Stick around. We'll have more continued action here at the Race4Eight Atlanta Pro Stop. We'll be back in just a bit. Stick with us.